Hello, everyone. Welcome. We're continuing the Choose Wisely Festival. And with today's iteration of it, why don't I actually add just to the top so that you have it displayed on it. We're playing LIVBER, a very interesting, let's see, Seat of Banner. Boom, there you go, up at the top. A very interesting narrative game. I don't play a whole ton of narrative games here, so it's going to be a bit more of a new experience for me. I see her in my dreams, her and that house on the edge of the cliff. Everything changed after reading that letter, the one bearing her name, my old love, Lilith. 5 years ago on a dark night, they took her from the house, executed her for black alchemy. I was the one who turned her in. Black alchemy. But now she's calling me back to the house, wants to bury her breath in my sins. But how? That's what I have to find out. When does this take place? That kind of feels strange. Black alchemy? I feel like this has got to be like medieval, maybe? Here we go. Act 1. Welcome home, my love. Narrator. Far past the Hook Haven, which is woven by the grounded ships of LIVBER, there's a whirlwind roaring in the east. You don't see it, you don't hear it, yet you know the power it holds, enough to alter all of Gaia, a womb for gales to blow out of. But you come here, you wait standing in the heart of twilight, silently eyes shut. 5 years later, once again, you stand at the door to this house, a letter cluttered in your hand. Huh. Is it like a mystical house, maybe out by the sea, I guess? What am I waiting for? Let's read it. Maybe I shouldn't be reading it instead of handing it over, but... Narrator. Raindrops fall on the paper, landing with soft patters. You grip the letter tightly with both hands, keeping it from being blown away by the wind. The silvery moonlight trapped between the clouds shimmers across the ink spilled from a woman's hand. You read the lines again and again and again. Okay. My love, if you're reading these lines, it means there's still something inside your heart that belongs to me. As I've always told you, death is far too ordinary a thing to keep us apart. I will give birth to our creation in our home, beneath the place we once shared. You must be with me, inside me, because our creation cannot be left undone. Turn back, pass through the dark, complete us. We were always meant to be, and we still can be, my love, as long as you have the courage, as long as you do not fear. I'm waiting for you in the never-all, Lilith. Okay. Waiting for you in the never-all, Lilith. And that's... Okay, I see. And then we also have it laid out here. Could this really be true? Lilith, is she still alive? I need to put an end to this nonsense. Lilith is dead. So I feel like I know Lilith is dead. So let's go in there with that in mind. I need to put an end to this nonsense, and yet you fear that she isn't, because what awaits you may be far more dangerous than a corpse calling at your door. All right. Like what? Like memories. Okay, I'm talking to the narrator? Like memories, just like this very moment, standing here in the rain. A memory brought you here, and it keeps you here. Why here? Why would Lilith call me here? I guess it was meant to be. Yeah, it was meant to be. I mean, I feel like my first answer was pretty firm. Yes, you believe that. Don't feel bad. Most people in your place would, standing in the rain, holding a letter from a lover you thought dead for 5 years. Few would think differently. Will I never be able to escape my memories? I can still leave. It's not too late for anything. Well, I feel like I was confirmed, like I'm going to go in there and get something done, right? So I can't choose. It's not too late to leave. So let's go. I'll never be able to escape my memories. Never. That's why Lilith called you here to this house. Why now? Why after all these years? Or just why? Because this is where the two of you began. That wooden house on the cliffs by LIVBER's shore. LIVBER. Coastal... Oh. Okay. So Lilith is the name of the woman. LIVBER is the location. Coastal nation in the northwest of Gaia. Governed not by central authority, but by a 5-member council known as the Court of Trade. Highly advanced in seafaring. Interesting. Your first night, your first love, your first lies, all buried here. 2-story hovel raised upon your memories. It's all making sense now when you step inside. But for now, don't stand in the rain any longer. Or it will all make sense now. Open the door? I'm assuming she's dead, right? Yell, meow. Oh. Did we have a cat, or do we have a cat? Or does she have a cat? Our winged... Oh. Cutie from the sky nation of Aetheros. Does she have wings? Drifting down from the floating isles. I never found out how Lilith came to find her. Really? Just as your hand reaches the door, you hear Yell's voice from behind or beyond the threshold, the winged Bacter cutie. Born from the third clash between light and dark within the cosmic never-all. All right, I'm getting introduced to some stuff quickly. Tainted life forms range from feral beasts to those capable of forming pacts with humans and living in guilds among their own kind. And then Kuti, or Kudi, domesticated bacterium believed to hail from the Sky Nation due to its non-functional wings. Never truly leaves you and never truly belongs to you. Her white fur glows as if soaked in light, not rain. She spreads her wings and leaps swiftly towards you, landing at your feet. She shakes the droplets from her coat, then sits back on her hind legs. So Lilith being alive right now when she should be dead, that's like witchery, that's like not supposed to happen, but there are cats with wings. So it's not Earth, really. Do you know what's waiting for me in there, my friend? No answer, really. Just a cat. Just a cat with wings, that's all. Yell gently brushes her head against your feet. Then she stops before the door. She looks up at it with a soft stroke. She traces the door frame with her paw, then turns an amber eye to you. Well then, let's do it. The wind falls silent for a moment. You hear the waves of a sea easing in the distance. Far, far away, the flash of a lightning strike blinds you, but its thunder never reaches your ears. The raindrops hang, weightless in midair. Yale glances at you one last time, spreads her wings, leaps in the shadows. Let's go. Let's get in there. Finally, we enter. The door creaks, but even you don't know what it is you hope to see, do you? Your guilt has chased you all the way here, and at last your sins have caught you. Let's go in. I'm here, ready to face my past. No, you wish you were. I feel like the narrator's making some choices for me as to who I am, but I guess I can't make myself somebody I'm not, maybe? You wish you were. As you crack the door open, the air brushing against your face is stale and musty. The sweetness of Tolith, which is a white-colored plant resembling the forget-me-nots, mixes with the scent of something burned. It pulls you back to this festival day, to the moment you first met Lilith, and then you see her, standing beneath the dim light, like she's been torn from the heart of this house. You lose your breath. A chill crawls up your spine. You freeze. It takes you a moment to realize your knees are trembling. Whether from fear or excitement, you can't tell. A whisper slips from your lips. Lilith. She doesn't see you. Bent slightly over the table, trying to light a candle just as you remember her. Lilith, the ghost of your past, your greatest lie and sin. Is this really Lilith? I mean, I said it wasn't earlier, and we're here to deal with it, right? So is this really Lilith? You stare stunned at the woman who stands before you. She should be dead. Her hair no longer shines like it did that festival night. Reddish-brown strands fall over her shoulder like wet strings. Her skin is sallow, a ghost-like paleness, and her eyes. The moment she turns her head and you meet them, another hollow question slips from your lips. Why or how? Maybe why? You remember. The festival night, a warm breeze carries the city's aroma from far away. You two slip away from the crowded streets. The early black's crimson glow wraps Lilith's hair like a fiery halo. The noise of celebration fades behind you. Right there, you hand Lilith a bouquet of white Tolith flowers. She looks deep into your eyes, smiles, tossing her hair back, and asks the same question. White Tolith flowers, why? I wanted them to last forever like my love for you. I know how much you love these. I feel like last forever. This is tough because I don't want her to like... I don't know what she's going to think of me wanting her to last forever or live forever or something. Like, is she trying to find a way to justify her being alive? I know how much you love these, at least as much as I love you. Let's try that. Know how much you love these, at least as much as I love you. A beautiful lie, told so well, even you believed it yourself. My love, so you finally come. For a moment, I thought you wouldn't. She looks at you. A brief silence fills the distance between the two of you. Your eyes, they haven't changed. Lilith, you should be dead. I left you where it all ended. How? I guess, yeah. Confront that she should be dead. As the candle flames on the table flickers, you think you catch a shadow of hatred passing briefly across Lilith's face, as if beneath her skin there was another face. I waited for you where you gave me the white Tolith flowers. I didn't die. I waited for you to return. Tell me you still love me, to confess that it was all a lie. But that's not what we should be talking about now. Come sit. I won't sit before I get an answer. I feel like I'm putting myself in big danger here, but I'm going to push it. I won't sit before you give me an answer. Is it really you? The list slowly approaches. I can... Oh, wait. What is this that I can hover over? Same dress, roughly woven. Its colors faded. Oh, I can actually... Oh, pale skin. I can click anywhere and get some info tips. The wear beneath the eyes, the same marks you see on every face raised in Lilith's lawless ports. That's why Mother never approved of her. To her, she was just a tarnished, destitute of noble blood. Now you can see her eyes more clearly. There's something squirming behind her gaze. Her movements feel more like gliding than walking. Slowly, she reaches her hand towards yours. My love, do you truly not recognize me? I saw this line in the trailer for the game. I almost put it as the title. Just, it's just strange, I guess. But Lilith I knew died years ago. You really are Lilith. No, I have to keep pushing back. I have to keep pushing back and just see what happens. Lilith recoils for a moment. For an instant, a flash of anger crosses her face. Something you've never seen before. But then she smiles again. No, my love, you only thought you killed her, and you believed it. Yet my love for you never died. You see her body relax. A smile appears on her face, one you almost believe is genuine. Come, let's eat. Now I have to sit. Okay. No choice but to sit down at that point. But I pushed back on everything. Really put in work to make tonight perfect. I wanted certain things to be flawless for our reunion. After you've left me to rot, it's been... You thought I should have died. I know you did. After I made you that offer, after I told you that we had to become one, our souls, my love, we had to piece our souls together and bind them with that alchemy ritual. Black alchemy, right? Expected me to pay the price for your madness. I said no. I said no because you had decided to destroy me. I had to make a choice. I should have said yes to you. Now keep pushing back. Her hand holding the fork freezes in midair. As the silence stretches, Lilith's breathing deepens. Madness? I offered you love. Only love. A love so deep that even death couldn't end it, but you were afraid. Afraid to be with me beyond Never All, which is the infinite cosmic void. Well, I don't know what to compare this to. Like other things I can try to compare it to, but this thing, the Never All, existed before the birth of the universe. Okay, like pre-Big Bang, I guess. You betrayed me. Did you think I wouldn't know? Or maybe all of time. Be with me beyond time. You betrayed me. Did you think I wouldn't know? When I told you about the black alchemy ritual, when I spoke of piercing our souls together to crown our love, you saw my blood, heard my screams. You saw me vanish into the dark of the waters. Remain silent, but don't look away. She turns her face toward you, and it's darkened with hatred, with rage. Something darker, and something even I cannot name. Her skin ripples as if 100 tiny things move beneath it. You can't tell if it's real or just the candle's flickering light playing tricks on you. Then just as quickly as it came, the moment passes. Lilith slowly leans back. It's so like suspenseful, but also there's this weird sense of the narrator being a person even I cannot name, and me responding to the narrator earlier. You didn't even know what you wanted. Love means something different to you. You don't love me, you want to own me. That's a bit... I'm trying to be like, I guess, stick up for what I'm saying, but like, well... You didn't even know what you wanted is also weird. These are both weird assumptions. I guess I'll say you want to own me. Because I guess that's my perspective. Sure. It breaks my heart that you believe it could be that simple, my love. You don't understand. I never wanted to own you. Never did. The wooden walls of the house groan under the assault of the rain. Driven harder by the wind, the sea crashes against the cliffs, then pulls back into itself with a hiss of white foam. Darkness spreads ever outward beyond the horizon. For a fleeting moment, you wish you were out there, on the deck of a ship bound for somewhere you cannot see. Too little, too late. Your madness will break both of us, Lilith. She does look pretty insane right now. That look in her eyes, like something else is writhing beneath them. It's her, but not. None of this feels right. Your madness will break both of us, Lilith. It already has. Just like those paintings you love so much. It's not my madness. No, it's your cowardice. Nothing more than a diseased reflection of faded memories in your mind. Like this place, like me, like you. Yeah, it seems like they're saying my character left and was gone for 5 years and is now returning to a house they used to share together. But I don't get to really see who my character is and how that life has been. I just have to assume I lived a normal life. Go on, eat. Porf meat. A sacred animal. Known to live in herds, they have long manes and specialized pincers. Used for communication. Strongly driven by a sense of belonging, they bond only with certain homins, which I guess is maybe humans. When threatened, they can secrete a toxic chemical. I cooked it just the way you like. It wasn't easy, but it melts slowly on the tongue. When the fat coats the roof of your mouth and slips beneath your tongue, you'll taste the herbs. No, I don't know if I want to eat that. Porf meat, Lilith, you've completely lost it. I don't want to eat that. Oh, it's a... Horse. Oh, no. After the festival where we first met, and the first night when you told me you loved me, we saw a porf, remember? It was magnificent. Its mane was long and beautiful. You remember, don't you, my love? Afterward, we went to get something to eat. I couldn't stop thinking about it. You were mesmerized by that creature. You kept going on about how beautiful it was, how bright its mane shone, how proud it stood. Did you really think I could tolerate that, my love? She got jealous of a horse? That first night we met, we didn't eat anything, Lilith. I think I remember maybe not what we ate, but feeling happy. Perhaps that's why everything afterwards hurts so much. I'm going to push back and say we didn't eat anything, because I'm assuming that's true. She slams her hand on the table, looking forward. No. Her face contorts with rage, her eyes, wide and unblinking, bore into you, burning with intensity. No, 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 that's exactly what we ate. You told me how much you loved me, how we'd never be apart. Do you remember what else you said? I said it didn't matter that you came from a different class, or I told you I'd never leave you. Different class. Let's do that. That's what you said, isn't it? I remember how your mother looked at me the first time we met, like I was a disgusting insect, or worse, Bacter. These tainted life forms range from feral beasts to those capable of forming packs with humans and living in guilds among them. If I wasn't born a noble in Kurdaya, opulent island nation in Gaia, I was nothing to her. And you didn't stand by me. But didn't I? I mean, I might have said it to her, but I didn't stand by it with her with my mom around, I guess. Your gaze shifts downward. You realize she's, doesn't take her eyes off you. Every motion she makes to cut the porf meat with her fork shakes her entire body. Her head tilts slightly, candlelight slipping through her crimson hair, silky strands swing back and forth. Your gaze shifts downward. You realize she's not slicing the meat on her plate, but pressing the blade into her own forefinger with all that strength, blood mixing with the meat below. She's supposed to be dead, so I'm going to step back and not try to intervene. As you suddenly try to step back, the table leg scrapes against the wood, your knees slam to the underside of the table. What's wrong, my love? You. Lilith's eyes follow your gaze to the porcelain plate in front of her. After a brief pause, she picks up a scrap of paper from the floor and presses it into her bleeding finger. Then in the blink of the eye, she's suddenly right beside you. Ah, my love. If only you knew how happy it makes me to see you worry about me. But it's just a small cut, don't fret. I specifically chose not to worry about you. I want to get out of here. Did you cut yourself too deeply? How could you be so careless? Are you okay? Let's do that. Her vacant eyes blink, then find yours. What did you say? Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just, I never told you how my mother died, did I? She was addicted to dopin. Feel like I can assume what that is. Some said she was obsessed, but I never wanted to believe that. I must have been 7 when she had her final episode. Her stash was empty, so she thought she could drink what remained in her own blood. Ugh. Ugh. That... Has anyone done that? That's crazy. When they found her, she drowned in herself. Tragic, though I used to think it was funny. But now I understand why she did it. It's tragic. I don't think it. It's just so out of... It just doesn't make any sense. It seems impossible. I guess it could happen. You have to be super out of your mind, though. Now I understand why she did it. You thought it was funny that your mother drowned? Yeah, like, why funny? She nods. How could she have thought that was funny? Oh, I can just look at this whenever I want. Oh. The candle flickers. Rain lashes against the window. You listen until the soft patter of every drop echoes in your ears. Lilith's breath mingles with yours. Slowly, she circles around you, slips into the darkness. The woman watches you, unblinking. She waits, impatient for you to eat. I can't put up with this madness. No, yeah, I really don't want to eat right now. Not hungry. Ugh. Do you think you can defy fate? From the beginning, you were destined to be one. We were destined to be one. Neither you nor I or anyone else can stop this. Head for the door. This isn't anger, it's something else. Her features, they're slipping. Like another form beneath her skin, the true horror she's hiding is struggling to surface. Head for the door. Get out of here. Standing up, your head spins. You steady yourself and move toward the door. Behind you, Lilith gasps. Just as your trembling hands reach the door, Lilith blocks your path, eyes wide with madness. Mouth agape, she clutches the knife she'd used to cut the meat. Get out of my way. You completely lost your mind. Listen to me. We don't have to do this. I feel like she's about to stab me if I say this. Tell her she's lost her mind. I haven't finished what I have to say, my love. Everything is ready for our souls to unite. We only have to die together. Do you realize what you're asking? This isn't love. Come to your senses, I'm begging you. Candle's fading glow reflects off the dusty paintings on the walls. The paint on each seems wet and fresh, as if they've just been painted. On the table, the bloody porf meat subtly writhes. Writhes? Why is it moving? You haven't finished your meal yet. Only came to understand you. Whatever you mentioned in your letter, that's why I'm here. I'm here to talk. You've lost your mind and you've changed, or I'm here to talk. Fine. I'm here to talk. You're part of me, in my body, my heart, my soul. Do you understand? You're mine, my love. Mine. I can't lose you again. On her maddened face, there's a terrifying grin mingled with dread. Veins bulge in her forehead. The whites of her widened eyes are bloodshot. Her grip tightens on the knife until her knuckles whiten. I feel like she's... A part of her is trying to hold back, so maybe this is Lilith mixed with something else. Stop. If this is truly what you want... Let's... That. Crazed eyes bulge as if ready to burst from their sockets. Because I feel like if there's a part of her that is this, maybe that part would revolt against that it's what she wants. Beneath her ragged clothes, her chest heaves violently with each breath. Then suddenly, her skin splits apart like parched earth around an ever-blowing whirlwind in a distant island nation. Her cheeks, mouth, hair, your last shred of rational thought screams at you. Run or it's awakening. Run. Gotta run. Your feet recoil in an archaic reflex, and you stumble over one of the books scattered on the floor, crashing down. For a brief moment, yellowed pages spill out across the ground from the fallen book. You catch glimpses of your own drawings, a dining table, and a woman clutching a knife. There's no time to focus. Struggling to your knees, you crawl deeper into the house. That's when you remember there's a passage leading from the basement to the cellar door outside. Why did my drawings of this situation happening? The cellar. Get to the cellar. Get to the cellar. Yeah, let's do it. The cellar. I must get to the cellar. There's nothing left to separate us, my love. Ugh. From the darkness of the corridor, Lilith's voice emerges, scarcely taking shape in her throat. It carries the strangeness of an extra Gaian creature that seems to have only just learned how to speak. You sprint and finally reach the cellar door. Let's reach for it. Gripped by sudden terror, you seize the cellar's cold handle, expecting a hand to clutch your shoulder at any moment as footsteps grow louder down the corridor. But it never comes. As you push the door open, a wave of dampness and the nauseating stench of things that should long ago have been dead hits you in the face. Stepping through the doorway, you slam it shut. As you bolt the door behind you, an abysmal silence and darkness wraps around you. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Huh. Don't know what it means. Okay. Why? Smelled like death in there. I get in there and close my eyes. Act 2. I'm alive. I think I might have lost if I hadn't really tried to make my way out of there quick. But I'm alive. And I was pretty confrontational. I feel okay about this. I do not remember the basement stretching this far. Blue light. Why does it feel so similar? In the dark, you pause a moment. Your mind strains to grasp what this is. Lilith, food, creation. The dust and creak of boards mingle with your hurried breath. Beneath your feet, stairs descending. Where am I? The basement. Lilith's creations. It was herself. I don't have to wait through the basement. Examining my surroundings. Yeah, that seems right. When the basement doors closed, you felt yourself pulled into the void. Now beneath your feet, wooden steps leading down. Find my way out through the basement. Once on a sunlit morning of the first Circad, 3-year period on Gaia divided into early, mid, and late Circad phases. Oh, based on labor intensity. Weird. Yeah, the idea of, I guess you could, the idea of having like different seasons almost, but based on the year, it just seems kind of arbitrary because it's not based on weather patterns or anything, but maybe that's, I mean, I don't know, whatever. You saw Yell descend these very basement stairs. You followed after, finding her scratching at a hollow in the corner. When you drew near, you saw it was a hatch opening outwards. Old, broken, hinges rusted. When Lilith saw it, she grew fearful. But I used this hatch. Wait, when Lilith saw it, she grew fearful. Why was she afraid of the hatch? At the time, she was still alive. Like, she's not... Okay. But I guess she's... like, even then, she was practicing weird dark magic stuff. Do you remember what it looked like? Let's do that. Yes. As I said, a hatch made of wood, round, wedged among the stones of a wall, plastered with mud. You hardly noticed it before or after. So if I find... Maybe I can find it at some point in the visual, and that'll give me another option. Like, is that possible? If you could find it, perhaps it could lead you outside. You can try. In the end, do you really have another choice? I don't know what lurks in the basement. I should go back, return to the house. No, I have no other choice. Yeah, we're not going back. Wooden steps groan beneath your tread. Their cries, like the house itself, are bitter shrieks. From unseen depths rise a heavy moan, the stink of mold and damp. One step, another, you go down. Okay. All right. You re-rise from the dark as the basement stairs sink into an abysmal silence, or abysmal silence. Your steps find solid ground, old memories. You remember the rooms beneath this house you once shared with Lilith, but like everything else, this place feels unfamiliar now. Lilith. Her dread is still fresh, sharp, and right. Crystals growing between the stones on the wall cast a faint, pale light. When you lift your head, you see two doors standing tall in the wall ahead. I have to get out of here. At the end of this place, there must be a way, a passage to the cellar hatch outside. There has to be. Can I look at anything? Among an almost torn apart book, there are bloodstains on it. The writing is unreadable. Could it really belong to Lilith? In this room where everything has decayed and fallen apart, the only thing still standing on the table, there is a portrait on it. Must be one of my drawings. Okay. I can't really look at this weird symbol or anything. I don't recognize this place. Where am I? Yeah, let's just keep examining. As your eyes adjust to the crystal's pale glow, you survey the chamber. The stone's walls drip with dampness, cloaked in moss. When you listen closely, you hear the crash of waves hammering the cliffside beyond. Knowing a world still waits outside grants you a fleeting comfort. On the wall to your right, two circles are carved, harsh lines slashed between them, refusing union, drawn with hateful strokes. Before the wall where the crystal is embedded, a rotting wooden table leans into decay. On it rests a broken frame, coated in dust. Oh boy. Oh, hold on. Just do like... Okay. Coated in dust. Let's see here. On the floor, a melted candle and a bloodstained, shredded journal. Examine the candle and journal, or look at the frame on the table. Journal. Okay. There's the flowers that we gave her as a gift. You step among the scattered parchment and torn books, reaching for the journal fragment beside the candle. It crumbles in your grasp. You open it carefully. The bloodied script is unmistakable. Lilith's hand. Most of it unreadable, but in the final pages you can make sense of some hastily scrawled words. I'm shaping her. She'll be complete at last. Is there any other way? No, no, no. It'll be perfect. We'll be together. We'll be complete with him. Lilith, what other twisted lunacies did you carve in these pages? Should I read through them? Yeah, let's keep looking. What other twisted lunacies did you carve in these pages? Words are not enough. I need something deeper, more physical. Here, in the basement of the house we once shared, I've hidden something of his. While he wanders around the house, he suffers his greatest regret in its deepest place. Should I tell him that she's not dead? The journal has been scratched, gouged, bloodied, as though Lilith needed to make her devotion visible. No matter how you try, there is little more to glean from crumbling pages. You let the journal fall. The air grow heavier. Your ears begin to ring. What else are you hiding? Yeah, keep exploring it. I mean, it seems like Lilith might still be alive. Despite the weight on your skull, you stagger to the table. Lift the broken frame. Beneath the dust, it is a picture you once drew, but the figure in the portrait has been furiously defaced, ringed with a mad scrawl. Bodies. We must be rid of the bodies. Of them, of everything, of all that fails to unite us. Even of you, my love. Closer look. Yep. Lean closer to sight the picture. You hear the basement door at the far end of the stairs creak open. Lilith's twisted, ragged breath drifts all the way from where you stand. Okay, let's get out of here. Oh no, I might have waited too long. Push aside the books, scattered parchment, the broken wood with your foot, and step close to the doors. An iron door. Old and long since stripped of meaning. The other door is heavy, made of damp wood. Oh, the damp wood creaks as if breathing. I feel like the wooden door might lead out, because like wind coming in from the outside might kind of hit that wooden door, where the metal door probably leads to something that she didn't want to get out of where it is. The metal door might be where Lilith is, but the wooden door is out. Get me out of here. I don't know. It could also be some demon that she summoned, right? Behind the metal door. When you open the wooden door, the sour stench of sweat and decay greets you. Fearing Lilith might be close behind, you step inside and quickly shut the door. You look around. Like before, the room is bathed in an uncanny blue glow of a crystal embedded in the wall. The air hums with expectation and then a voice. Oh, I made the wrong choice. Do you remember me? Who are you? I'll look toward the voice. Sure. When you turn toward the voice, you see a young woman standing motionless in the corner of the room. Her skin clings tightly to bone. If not for her eyes, bright and piercing deep into your soul under the pale light, you might have mistaken her for a still silhouette of a statue. But then she tilts her head, just slightly, and in that moment you see it more clearly. There's something in this woman's eyes, something you once knew, something you once loved. Wait a sec, I know you, finally. She made me. Oh, from beginning to end. I didn't want this, Lilith. When she said our creation, was she talking about you? You wish it were so. You want this madness to end soon to see Lilith's strange game come to a close. But no, this isn't the creation Lilith spoke of. This is a personal experiment of hers. What she has in store for you is something very different. Is Lilith... Don't say it. If you speak her name, she'll come. The young woman, hearing Lilith's name, presses herself against the wall, pulls her shoulders inwards, eyes fixed on the door behind you as she speaks. I had to be good. I mean, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I had to be. Yes. When she pulls back, the crystal's light reveals her more clearly. A scar runs from beneath her neck, up across her cheeks to her hairline. Her skin is stretched tight, as though cut and sewn back together along the lines. Her eyelids are gone. Her chin juts to a strange, sharp point, just as you once told Lilith you liked faces like that. Chin juts to a strange, sharp point, as I told Lilith I liked. The fingers she wraps around her arms are thin and possibly long. Longer than anyone's should be, as though filed down, extended, altered again, exactly the way you once told Lilith you liked them. What? Why am I into, like, people with fingers that don't make sense, I guess? Don't really... Okay. Woman before you looks like someone who has been worked on constantly, reshaped piece by piece since she was a child. She looks like a child. How could she do this? The young woman rises from where she cowered against the wall. For a moment, her smile reminds you of the woman you left at the table above. She sways her body slowly, just as Lilith used to, and takes a gentle step forward. For you, my love, I've become exactly the one you wanted. That's what you always wished for, isn't it? Look, I've become the body you desired. Are you her? Did Lilith steal your body and soul? I love you for who you were. But this isn't Lilith, right? Or is this Lilith reshaped? Did Lilith steal your body and soul? Her. Who is her? Clara. I've always still been yours, love. The young woman collapses under her knees as if she'd use every last ounce of strength. She turns to gaze up at you. Was I good? Was I good? Yes, you've been good. What? No, what is definitely the answer here. This is crazy. Or I guess if she's dying, maybe I say that. I don't know. I guess just what? The lady said, stay here if you're good enough. He'll love you too, she said. She said so, but if I'm just good enough, you'll love me, right? She tilts her head and looks at you. The sharpness of her chin casts an unsettling shadow in the darkness. You're not the one I love. I shouldn't have let her do this to you. Yeah, that's got to be the answer here. I'll always love you no matter what you're in. Who? You're not Lilith, are you? Her clothes are torn and covered with stains. She has never taken them off. It seemed far too small for her. No, this is someone who was like born and turned into this person. You're not the one I love. I shouldn't have let her do this to you. The thing you're staring into isn't Lilith. It's just an empty shell. That's okay, good. I don't think so. A twisted reflection stripped of free will, an uncanny amalgam where fragments of the young woman have somehow tangled with the essence she poured into it. In that moment, a crushing wave of pity floods your entire being, but you can't tell who it's for. The woman looking at you with desperate hope, Lilith, or yourself. Lady told, if you're good, he'd love you. I failed then. I ain't good. It was never about whether you were good or not. You weren't, but this person, they're not going to understand any of this. She's the one who told you that, isn't she? She turned you into this, into something she wanted to be herself. She didn't just take your body, she claimed your soul. I feel like this makes more sense. Saying the first thing is just going to be confusing. You were enough always is just the thing making you feel otherwise is wrong. Well, what about being good, you're always enough, or to like direct her anger towards something. But she doesn't have any power. Or maybe it's better to just console her a little. The young woman looks at you with tearful eyes. You're not reaching Lilith's poisonous personality, painstakingly built over decades. You're reaching deeper, trying to touch who she once truly was. A white place once, with flowers. There were waves there. My mother, yes, she used to read to me sometimes. Things like a book. Yes. The lady told me if I'm good good one day, Mother might read me a book again. She leans her body against the wall. Her hands hang limply at her sides. Her face locks into you, expressionless. But I think that time will never come because you'll never love me. Need to get you out of here. Get closer. I don't know. I don't know. Want your mother to read a book to you again. That one. Then we need to get out. Suddenly, she opens her eyes wide and collapses to the wall she was leaning against. Get out? No, it won't happen. My lady will find me. I can't go. I'm here. Yeah, I'm like in a room immediately on the other side of a door with Lilith right behind it, right? I'll stay here. I'll wait for you. You said you don't love me. You'll come and you'll love me. Listen, you have to escape. You understand me? She's using you. Do you know the way out? There has to be a cellar door leading outside. Beautiful world waiting for you outside. I don't want to push her to give me an answer right now, right after, like... Well, maybe if I say this, though, then she'll give me the outside, but she'll say she can't go with me. She doesn't understand the words you say. With her hands over her ears, yeah, no. Should have gone with my gut. I'm here. I'll stay here. I'll wait for you. You'll love me. She said so. We can escape. You understand? I'll stay here. You'll come back. You'll love me. She no longer hears you. Curled up against the wall, hands over her ears, this hollow shell just rocks back and forth, murmuring that you'll come back, that one day you'll love her. The chains wrapped around her neck are drawn so tight, no force could ever free her from this place. I need to find a way out of this room. Head toward the doors. We have two doors. A door is filled with bones and skulls, just like the old graveyard. I didn't know there was such a door in the basement. Did Lilith make this? Or a wooden door. Less like a door and more like the thick trunk of trees we saw when we were kids. I guess keep going with wood, maybe. As the heavy weight of the air presses down on you, your eyes catch the doors nestled among moss-covered wooden panels on the wall to your right. The first door is made of unpolished wood, but its surface is intricately carved with winding grain patterns like real tree bark. Dried moss fragments, root designs reaching upward. It looks like as if it was carved from the trunk of an actual tree. Let's do the tree. When you touch the door, you feel a pleasant warmth, as if touching a living body. As your fingertips move across its surface, you hear a rhythmic vibration like a heartbeat. In that moment, you see a large tree in a garden filled with white flowers. It was a sapling your father planted. When it grows, you'll sleep in its shade, he said. That day never came. Okay, my father planted a tree, but it never grew, or did I leave? Pry the door open. Yeah, trying to follow some of these different characters may be going to be challenging. There's definitely a lot going on. Can I look at this? Cracked mirror seems to have burst outward. Mirrors are rare items bought from Pankraberg. Some believe they carry the curses that mark the faces of omens. The table is broken and the chair has been thrown to the floor as if after a fierce storm they were left untouched to make an example of something. All right. But also someone's been counting the days. Stained by decades of dried blood, pus, and urine. Ugh. When you push the door ajar, the stifling silence of the empty room makes the rush of blood in your ears louder. The cracked crystal in the wall casts its uncanny blue light. I don't remember a room like this. Where is this? Look around. Scenes from an F2 movie. Hey, nice. And welcome back, Vetras. Look around and we find a doll on the bed. Yeah, I'll have to see it. What'd you think? Was it any good? Against the far wall stands a rusted metal table, its surface littered with mirror shards. Before it lies a collapsed chair, its legs bent, brown stains cover it so completely you no longer guess its original color. References are good. Yeah, I'll have to see that. I liked the first FNAF movie. It was kind of silly, but I watched it a couple times because I was actually going to go on a sort of podcast thing and talk about it at one point, so I took notes on the movie. So maybe I'll do the same for that one and actually go on this time. Could the rag doll belong to the young woman from the other room? Or is there anything about this table and mirror that catches my attention? I could look at it, but I kind of doubt it. Like, that girl from the other room did not seem like she would have anything. The doll is in shambles, stained with black blotches, its eyes long since gouged out. One arm dangles loose. Its fabric looks like it's been torn open and stitched back together again and again in different places. The padding that once gave its head shape is entirely removed. Patches of mismatched cloth are strewn haphazardly across its body. Lying lifeless on the bed, the ragdoll is a reflection, a replica of the woman murmuring to herself by the wall. Better if it stayed by the door. Leave the doll by the door. Sure. If you love me, you'll come back. Why leave it by the door? In the cinema, there were girls that had makeup as the puppet. Was cool to see diehard female fans. Oh, that's cool. Wow. Actual, like, people getting dressed up and cosplay and everything. That's cool. A woman muttering. I haven't seen that in real life, at least here, but that'd be cool to see. Woman muttering at the foot of the door turns her eyes toward you for a brief moment. When she takes the doll in her trembling hands, her rambling ceases. You feel that she wants to thank you, but apparently she forgot those kinds of words a long time ago. Smile and nod. Because that's, yeah, maybe like an unmistakable, like, understanding. You turn your gaze back to the room. Beneath the crystal's light, the metal table gleams faintly. On the far wall, 2 doors catch your attention. All right, 2 more doors. Approach the table first. As you step closer, you realize the glimmer isn't from the table, but from the shards strewn across it. The rightful place is a frame hung in the wall. In the blue light, your gaze turns to the frame, its edges so meticulously carved, they seem almost ready to move. The glass, once whole, has burst outward from the center, as though something inside tried to break free. Yeah, when I scanned it, it said something like that. Is there something in there? On the lower corner of the table, dried, bloody fingerprints remain. Whose are they? Let's look. The table has metal surface scratched, dented, and gouged repeatedly, but neither the marks nor the dried, blood-stained fingerprints catch your attention. When you crouch beneath the table, you notice layers of deeply scratched words. If we are beautiful, we will be loved. If we are beautiful, we will be loved. Beautiful. Maybe, so was this where the girl with... okay, are these all different versions of Lilith? Maybe room after room, we're going to find versions that she was trying to create that we would love. One of these scratches is still damp. Examine the writing. Still damp, yeah. When you trace one of the words with your finger, a bead of fresh blood wells up at your fingertips. Clearly, the young woman wrote these not long ago. Perhaps even moments before you entered, she had been here writing them. I think I've seen everything I need, yeah. Keep into wooden, just wooden after wooden after wooden, right? Oh, wait, is this a wooden door as well? One looks old at first glance. Its wood is dark brown, fading to gray in places, cracked and mildewed with time. There's no visible handle, only a notch in the frame, worn smooth not by force but by habit. So what's the gameplay? So the idea here is, it's sort of, I don't know if visual novel is the right word, but like, did you ever see Slay the Princess, for example? The idea is that you're making choices and like going through one sort of experience with the game, and then you use those choices to influence your next ones and try to find secrets in the world. The other is newer by comparison, but it's not the honest kind of new, more like something rotten, polished up, and presented as good as new. Its wood is pale, grainless, unnatural. Touch the old door, touch the new door. Or maybe if you've seen mouth washing as well, would be a good example. Pale, grainless, unnatural. Silver knob. How do I know what I want to choose here? I guess I'll just do the old door. Because I feel like the first door that we took was a metal door. And then there's a metal door or a wood door, and the wood door is kind of cheaper. So maybe we keep to like wooden, and if both wooden, cheaper or like more broken apart. Press your hand against the hollow space and push. The surface isn't warm, but not quite cold either. Still, like the moment when the corpse has only just begun to cool, like the remnant of an existence once lived and abandoned. The tips of your fingers snag lightly on the wood splinters, just like the times when, as a child, you ran your hands over the amicid boxes. Alchemical materials extracted from the depths of somewhere, naturally imbued with energy or aura. Okay, wait, my mother's alchemy table? Okay, so my father and my mother, my father like planted a tree, seems to like maybe care about me or at least have been kind of a nice childhood, but then I never saw the tree like fully grown. And then my mother was an alchemist like Lilith, I guess my wife who died. Just like the life you had before her death and before you bore the weight of that responsibility. You open the door. Let's do it. Let's keep pushing forward. At first glance, it seems a cold and empty room. On the damp walls, the light seeping through the half-open door glimmers like scattered pearls. The dust, woken from its endless sleep, whirls frantically around you. Then you see them, paintings and canvases thrown into the corners, torn, ripped, shattered. A great hatred has turned every one of them into the wreckage of a massacre. The room opens onto a corridor without a door. Paintings belong to Lilith, or must be something else I can find in the room. Yeah, let's look for something. It's weird. I feel like in this room, there's no version of Lilith. Turn your gaze away from the paintings on the floor. The beams supporting the low ceiling have come loose. The wooden shelves, once hung on the wall, have fallen to the ground. Also, I'm kind of going through door after door after door looking for an escape, and it feels like I'm not getting any closer to one. I didn't know Lilith was such a reader. I feel like I did. I mean, she was practicing like witchcraft and using books to go about it, so she definitely would have read some. In this cursed basement, I wonder if anything real remains. Reach for broken shelves. Okay. Chests. You move past the paintings and reach for the broken, splintered shelves. Some are swollen and warped from dampness. You pull a few planks aside. Beneath a thick layer of dust, a bound book and box lying next to it catch your eye. Reach for the box. Box looks hastily made, rough and undecorated. Its lid held in place by a simple wire. When you shake it gently, you hear something round thumping softly against its side. What's in the box? Classic line. Open the lid or examine the lock. Let's examine the lock. When you look closely, you see it is nothing more than a tiny piece of wire, as if the lock is symbolically sealing something shut. Rather than serving as protection, it seems to deny whatever is inside. A slight bend of the wire would be enough to open the lid. It's best not to touch that, but I gotta open it. I want to see. When you open the box, you see a round, pale yellowish object inside. From its back dangle thread-like strands. How you doing, Cody? Love games like this, but that playing on stream because of all the reading. Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it's going to be a cool one. I'm working my way through it. I'm doing like sort of a narrative week with the Choose Wisely Festival going on. And this is one that really stood out to me. From its back dangle thread-like strands, it is an eye. But how you been? What have you been up to? Dried with clotted bloodstain, yet among its purple veins, it seems as though it is watching its surroundings. This eye, whose is it? Take the eye and look at the iris. Examine the inside. Let's look at the inside first. Inside the box, there is nothing but the dried eye, yet beneath the lid, you see 3 letters carved. Ugh, this is spooky. It's an actual eye. This combination of letters means nothing to you for now. What if I need to, like, collect body parts or something of Lilith? Maybe? Like, maybe this is Lilith's eye? Like, actual Lilith's eye? Maybe not. I examine the eye. You take the eye and turn its iris towards yourself. At that moment, the light coming through the slightly open door behind you fades away completely. The black void at the center of the eye begins to widen, as if alive. You feel the ground beneath your feet slowly slipping. You don't think you're falling. Oh, I think that's not good for me. You are in a room, sitting tied to a chair. You're not looking around with your own eyes. You see things more clearly. The light of a trembling candle beside you blinds your eyes. The colors are paler. You are in another body. There are deep cut marks on your hands, some of them still fresh. In front of you stands Lilith. She looks at you not with love, but with caution. She studies you. Your head tilts downward, not by your own will. Lilith's fingers mercilessly turn your face toward her. Ugh, okay. Say about FNAF is that they do a really good job giving them weight. So I think right now I'm probably like, I'm whoever's eye this is, I'm looking from their perspective. It's kind of a cool way to go about it. But for FNAF, you're saying, do a really good job giving them weight. They have actual presence, not like something impossible, but something possible is right there in the movie world. And good sound design, nice. Yeah, I'll have to watch it. That can be a problem that you run into as like when someone's animated in instead of, or like CGI'd in instead of just being a physical thing. It can kind of feel like everyone's reacting to something that's not really there and just kind of doing their best to imitate as if something's there. So having like actual animatronics or like sometimes people use, puppets or whatever, is a cool way to go about it. In front of you stands Lilith. She looks at you not with love, but with caution, studies you, head tilts downward. All right. Your bone structure is sturdier than his. Compared to the others, maybe you can take the procedure. So far, so good, at least. Let's see what effects this will have. Lilith, what are you doing? Before your words take shape, your vision darkens. When you regain consciousness, you are lying on a table. You can't feel your face. Dozens of layers of cloth are wrapped around it. When you try to make a sound, only a groan escapes your throat. You're in terrible, agonizing pain. With great effort, you turn your neck. In the doorway of the ajar door stands a man with golden hair. One of his eyes is missing. One of his eyes is missing. Is this the eye that I'm looking through? But why am I seeing it from this person's perspective? Unless they put his eye into this person? A hand mercilessly presses down the cloth, covering your face even harder. When you feel your face collapsing inward, you can only bring yourself to scream. Existence entangles itself. Oh, gross. Darkness overtakes you and the pain slowly fades. You find yourself sinking into a kind of warmth. Yay. All right. Enough. Stop this. You're resting on someone's palm. It's hazy and cold. Oh. A man with golden hair looks at you with utter disgust, as if afraid. His lower lip trembles slightly. When you realize who this man is, a strange awareness spreads through your non-existent body. You feel the ground beneath your feet once again, and at last you come to your senses. The eye is still in your hand, but is no longer dry. It is wet, and it is watching you. I must leave this room. Can I take the eye with me? Is that a bad idea? Leaving everything behind feels like the only right choice. Lilith's madness has seeped into every corner of this room. You move slowly towards the door at the end of the corridor. Blood roars in your ears as you push the slightly open door. Must be where you'll find the cellar hatch. I feel like it's not. I gotta be honest. I feel like it's not where I'm gonna find the cellar hatch, because I just went through several doors and that was the worst place to be. The door opens without resistance. I mean, that first girl was pretty crazy too. Inside, it's a little brighter. Metal tables are scattered across the room, each layered with dried blood. On the floor, small pools of urine and pus mingle with damp stones, releasing an unbearable stench. And in the midst of it all hang bodies on chains from the ceiling. Rotten, hollowed out, left on hooks to be forgotten. Cellar door? Who dares disturb my century-long slumber? Keenan? Okay. The voice sounds as if it's scraping its way out of a throat that shouldn't still be alive. All right, who's talking? Who are you? Who are you? Scraping its way out of a throat? I'm over here. Come closer. I don't bite. Well, I'm kidding. Of course I bite. But right now, that's not really an option. I'm a bit tied up, you see. The thing before you is a body without its lower half. Another of Lilith's experiments. Its arms are chained to the ceiling, a hook driven through its shoulder, its head lolling onto its left shoulder. Watches you with curiosity. It doesn't take long to notice that one of its eye sockets is empty. Ooh, okay, dang, you stole his eye. I mean, I guess I did. I mean, it was in the chest. How can you talk? What happened to you? I think I know what happened, but how can you talk? Actually true. That is what I want to know. Sometimes I realize that the words are exactly what I'm thinking, even after I speak them. I guess it's because I'm the one meant to talk. Yeah, others are. He slowly gestures toward other bodies hanging from hooks. The chain clinks and rattles with emotion. Not exactly the chatty type, sadly. So all the babbling's left to me, but I owe my life to this deed. Turn to stream. I don't think it's... Well, I don't think it's going to be... I don't know exactly how far Lilith, the game is going to go in terms of that, but this seems fine. This is chill. This is fine. Not exactly the chatty type, sadly. So all the babbling's left to me. I owe my life to this deed. You don't seem all that surprised to see me. No one ever is. Am I crazy? Why am I saying this? So who are you, or were you? Now, that's a good question. I've been asking myself the same thing every night for the last 3 years. I was someone once, yes, but it didn't last long. The last time that someone opened their eyes, Lilith was staring back at them. Then, bam. From that moment on, I was forced to choose between being someone or merely looking like someone. And which one did you choose? Between being someone or merely looking like someone? Yes. His face falls blank, head drooping to one side, lips pressed into a straight line. At last he speaks. I mean, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you chose to look like someone because you can't be alive otherwise. Because being someone meant making choices of my own, and I have nothing other than what's given to me. Not anymore, anyway. Oh, I have no choice but to say here. Lilith doesn't show mercy anything she creates. She consumes them until there's nothing left but a shell. But you're different from the others, aren't you? Gestures towards the other bodies. Because you're alive, I guess. Live? I don't know. Your observational skills are truly remarkable. As I point to, like, them, fully skeletalized everyone else in the room. The others weren't exactly talkative. They couldn't give voice to the parts you've kept locked away. Couldn't give voice to the parts you've kept locked away. I guess I was a bit more useful. In the end, they were Lilith's creations, but me, you created me. I'd love to stay here and... Okay, wait. So... Me do that? Stay here and talk about who created you, but I need to get out of here. There's got to be a cellar hatch somewhere. Where is it? I didn't create you, corpse. You're a product. I kind of feel like I was presented as someone who's coming back to see Lilith, this person that should have died but didn't die because of maybe some black magic or whatever, black alchemy. But now I'm feeling like that's not the whole story. Gotta be a cellar hatch somewhere. Ignore... Someone did this to you. Me, was it? Doesn't matter. Get me out of here. There's got to be a cellar hatch somewhere. Where is it? So Lilith and her creations didn't really catch your interest, huh? Fair enough, then. If this room's what you seek to pass, then answer me riddles first. No need for class. God. No riddles. The cellar is not here, golden boy. It's that way. So I do have golden hair, apparently. As his left hand shifts, the chains clink and rattle against each other. Mind the doors. They have a reputation for taking you where you don't want to go. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that. What's that supposed to mean? Head towards the doors. We're going to the doors. You begin moving in the direction of the corpse pointed. As the air around you shifts, you feel your coat lift slightly at the edges. The sound of chains clashing echoes through the room, a metallic chime that lingers in the dark. From within the shadows, dozens of dead bodies stir in their endless sleep, softly groaning in unison. Oh, I am my wife? Yeah, there was a game within this festival and all these sorts of games. There were many that were like, well, there were some that were kind of more horror like this seems to be, and some that are more easygoing, and some that are, there was one that was called like, My Wife is a Spy. And I was watching that one. I was like, oh, my wife is a spy. And then later on, it's like, oh, I'm the spy. Oh, I'm my wife. Like, yeah. Begin moving in the direction the corpse pointed. Okay. We carry on to the door. But it was, yeah, it's kind of funny. I didn't assume it, right? Because it says your wife is a spy. It's like, I assume they're talking to me. Do you still think you'll find that cellar door, Golden Boy? You still don't get it, do you? This place, it's the bottom of the pit you've sunk into. Even if you haven't seen it yet, you're falling fast. Well, if it's the bottom of the pit, perhaps I'm not going to fall anymore. Now I can start climbing. Even if you haven't seen it yet, you're falling fast. And let me tell you, when you finally hit the bottom, it's going to hurt. Yes, like hell. It's been how long since I'm like this? Maybe I had to see the bottom. I'm meant to break on the stones laying at the bottom of the well, maybe. I don't want to say that. How long since I'm like this? Let's see. I think it was after you believed your mother had died. Before your father blamed you and let his last breath fade into the ocean. Long after you sent Lilith to her death and still tried to live on. Way after that. Before your father blamed... Okay. After you believed your mother had died. So my mother didn't die. Before your father blamed you and let his last breath fade into the ocean. Or her death, maybe? Long after... How can it... Okay. Timeline. Long after you sent Lilith to her death and still tried to live on. Way after that. Come closer, I want to show you something. This guy seems nice. All right, then. Here we go. Hold out your palm. A little more. Yes, do not drop it. I really hate this part. Put out your hands. As you stand direct... Wait, hate this part? How many times have you, Mr. Corpse, sir, given me something? As you stand directly in front of the corpse, the stench becomes almost unbearable. Inside his empty eye socket, you catch a faint glimmer, something shimmering. Then the body starts to retch and convulse. He grips his chains tightly as something thick rises up his throat. At last, a dark reddish fluid oozes from his mouth, and he vomits into your outstretched hand. Thank you. A mouthful of thick, warm bile fills your open palm, but within that heavy heat, there's something there. Damn, give me a second to catch my breath. It's never easy coughing up the things Lilith stuffed inside me. No comment. Here you go, Golden Boy. Pretty sure this belongs to you. What's that? I suppose I can't accept that. I can't accept... No, what's that? A crystal. Unformed, still translucent. I wish we had brought the eye. I feel like you just... Like, in these kinds of games, I'm a loot goblin. I just want to take everything with me. Something you once said when you truly believed you loved Lilith. A memory, your greatest joy and your greatest lie. That feeling clung to Lilith. She took it, turned it into a ritual, shaped it, and made it something else. I feel like it could be a memory of me saying that I'd love her forever. Like, that's something I've tried to avoid so far, saying within the game. At least when I was talking to Lilith, I was trying not to, but that it wanted me to say it, so it feels like that's something I have said. You watch as the corpse's breath slows. The single eye sunken into its skull begins to dim, fading softly. A faint, genuine smile forms across its face. It can no longer speak. Well, no luck. As you wipe your hands clean, the round, translucent crystal is revealed. Veins pulse across its surface with a blue energy, throbbing like living tissue. Inside the orb, a vision takes shape. So, did it spend its life to give me this, and now it can maybe pass on, or at least temporarily? You feel Lilith's warm body against yours, the softness of her lips pressing into you, her fingers threading through your hair, her breath hot and immediate? Immediate? How do you spell that? Against your neck. Your body trembles. You're biting, tearing, devouring each other, consuming until there's nothing remains between you. And in that moment, you're whole, truly complete. Your bodies dissolve into one another, and you touch the essence at the core of Lilith's being. Then, with your lips pressed to hers, you begin to speak. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. I will love you forever, or I'll never let you go. I guess I'll love you forever is the one that's less literal. Like, if I say I'll never let you go, it feels like even if you're some weird, disturbing body creature. But I'll love you forever. Like, loving is independent of their existing, I guess. The crystal shatters in your hand, a sharp flash, and then thousands of tiny fragments scatter across the room. The corpse before you slips free from its chains, crashing into the pool of fetid, pus-laced water below. With one last effort, he turns his face towards you. I said the things you couldn't. Now the words are yours, golden boy. Break free from your chains. Trains. Unlock them. We'll meet again very soon. The corpse looks at you, that same faint smile still in his face, the silence in the room. Ugh. Also carry the things you can no longer say. Close the corpse's eye. Now I'll also carry the things you can no longer say. The corpse doesn't respond to your touch. In the stillness, it looks almost like it's fallen into a peaceful, restful sleep. And this guy being, I guess, blonde and similar to me. So Lilith is taking people that look like the two of us and doing things to them, but also the impossibility of this guy still being alive makes me wonder if there's multiple of me being cloned, and if like the other Lilith actually is a version of Lilith or something. Better find my way out of here. You look around the room. As you return to searching the room, you feel something settling over you, a sense of expectation. The lifeless bodies strewn across the chamber are watching you. On the wall to your right, you see two distinct doors once again. The first door is sealed with rusted chains, but the chains aren't locked together. They merely hang there as if they tried to hold something back and failed. The other door stands slightly ajar. Beyond it, nothing but darkness. No light, no life. I think the game might be recognizing that I'm choosing wooden door every time, and is like, okay, listen. There's a door. It's open, and there's only death behind it. And I'm like, okay, is it made out of wood? It kind of looks wooden to me. Like, it doesn't say if it's made out of wood, though. Pitch black darkness swallows everything. From the threshold, it feels as if a tremendous hunger seeps through for life and for all that lives. What are this guy? I gotta try the wooden door. As you draw closer, the stench hits you harder, so foul it turns your stomach. Beyond the gap, there is no light, no sound, no life, and yet, as you near the door, you begin to feel something. A smile from a face you don't know, a name you've never heard, yet somehow remember. There's a longing there, vast, unspeakable, older than words, and deeper than memory. Let's do it. Something feels like I'm not going to make it out of this one. The rusted hinges wail as the door creaks open. In the shadows of the chamber beyond, you feel something waiting for you. A cold bead of sweat trails from the nape of your neck. The light behind you is weak, yet just as strong, or just strong enough to pierce the smothering dark. But this pale glow shows you only what you were never meant to see. Is it too late to go back? And then, that moment. Wait, did the narrator stutter? That moment, your foot sinks into something soft, yet threaded with something hard. You do not want to turn your head. Believe me, you do not want to see what rides beneath your feet. Look at your foot. Fine then, I guess let's go back. I like my foot. All right. All right, I warned you. Thinking of what could be worse than talking corpses or young women experimented on, you lower your gaze. What could go wrong? Beneath your feet lies a crushed face. With your step, you've ground rotted, liquefied eyes, cartilage, and skull into pulp with tremendous force. I'm glad there's not an image here. Around your heel, fragments of teeth and jawbone jet out like white pearls from the eye sockets and ears. You see insects scurrying away. Maybe going back was a good idea. Nope, we're committing. What is this place? Okay. What remains of you? Lilith's experiments that went wrong while she tried to create you. Those who could not bear their silence nor their chained up thoughts. Am I supposed to know that this is how this is at this point? Because I kind of feel like in my mind, Lilith's the one who got brought back from dead, and I'm supposed to not be, but this is something I mentioned at the beginning, I guess, is that I feel like I remember, like my character says that they've been gone for 5 years living a life and have returned, but why do I know that? How do I know that I didn't just escape this place and now I'm just like, oh, time to go home? What remains of you? Lilith's experiments went wrong. Each one of them was someone, wasn't it? There's so many. How could Lilith have found this many people? Now, each of them was someone. Don't ascribe a personality to them. That will only make things harder for you. They're just leftovers. Yeah. So the narrator feels like a person with a perspective. I think a lot of these narrative games might be kind of like that, where I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, is this narrative, like, what is this narrative? Part of the story must be advanced epic story. Yeah, I think so. It's not that simple. Oh, we must get out of here. This corpse, who was it? I mean, I feel like this is kind of delusional. I mean, there's so many, like, Why choose just one of them? But fine. A meaningless detail. We don't have time to dwell on that. With the light seeping out from beneath the door directly across the room. Oh, I can push it. Stop narrating and answer me. Freak. The name of the one slumped against the wall was Kellan. Huh. Kellan? What was the last guy? What was the guy before's name? But I think it was different. Long ago in a distant island nation, after his beloved Porf, the Porf he loved more than himself, was shot by a pompous noble dandy. He abandoned his duty and swore vengeance. And the Porfs are like horses. Abandoned his duty and swore vengeance. That vow carried him all the way here. Satisfied now? We need to keep moving. What about that one? Listen to me, you piece of meat. I'm the one keeping you on your feet in this burned-out, piss-stinking house. The one stopping you from curling up like a fetus in madness, all right? Now use your brain and get to the door. What? No, I won't do anything just because you say so. I suppose we can wait here for a while. Yeah, we gotta do it. You think you're clever, don't you? I'm the master of this story, and if I have to get us out of here... Suddenly the room you're in starts to shrink. The wall before you is drawing closer. The dead bodies between the walls pile into each other. The bloated corpses crushed beneath erupt violently. Bits of liquefied organs splatter across your face. You know you have to open the door. I will not go through the door. Look, I don't think you fully understand what I'm trying to do here. You need to live, and I need to narrate, all right? You must survive. If you stay here in this darkness, everything will collapse. You, me, will both cease to exist. Why? Why what? I knew why was the right answer. Because I had the two choices, and it's like, I could say something specific of like, why does this work in this way? But just saying why is, it's good. Why is my survival so important? Why do you need to narrate? Because that's what I do. I narrate. I am a narrator. I draw a veil of stories around you. That way, you don't have to face the truth. So you're the one creating everything then? What? Don't be ridiculous. Don't you listen to me? I'm not creating. I'm only narrating. Maybe you don't need to narrate any further. I don't want you to do this anymore. Yeah, okay. You writhe within the madness. Ha! I truly struggled to keep you alive. But is there really any need for this illusion anymore? Farewell. Leading man, I hope you enjoyed the story I narrated for you. And I wake up. Okay. So the Princess devs made this game. I don't know. There was a different game, though, that I'm also... Well, I looked at. I think the demo's not out yet, but... Shallow... Hold on. There is a different game made by the developers of Slay the Princess that is also in this. It was called Scarlet Hollow, but this one is not made by them, but seems inspired. When I came to against the wall, the pain in my skull was unbearable. Scarlet Hollow looks like Hollow. Actually, this game reminds me more of Slay the Princess than like Scarlet Hollow does necessarily. But, wait, how do I open image in new tab? I can do some of this and kind of show you. Scarlet Hollow looks like this. It's also a narrative game, though. Also a narrative game. When I came to against the wall, the pain in my skull was unbearable. Must have been another foul dream again. Yeah, what's going to happen post this nonsense? Can't hold it back. Of course, his narrator is involved in excellence. Sure. Class at my school. Narrator's part of the story. Must be advanced epic story. Sit up and look around. Do you remember what the dream was? My head. The dead. It was a room full of dead things, I think. The dead trying to speak aloud what I could not. Lilith again. Always her. Who else could it be? I love Lilith. Look around. But just keep laying down. Don't sit up. The dining table and its toppled chairs remain. On the table, dust-caked plates. Water drips against... Again from the loft above. Insects scatter across the floor. Are you searching for food too? That sound was that Lilith. Okay, so I can go to the kitchen and talk to Lilith again, or I can go straight to the basement door, maybe? Go to the kitchen? No. Oh, okay. The kitchen's empty. Cockroaches scatter across the counter. Am I hungry? Not truly. What was desire meant to feel like? There is nothing here. I killed Lilith. Did that voice come from inside? Is this real? Oh, there's no narrator. Oh, there's no narrator. Okay. What? Is Lilith real? She was always real, the most real of all things. But her love, no, that was madness. Mad. Ha. The day I knew, she would speak again of the grand unification. Lilith, are you there? You in there? Yeah, I need to go upstairs. I need to go find Lilith without a narrator. Here was our bedroom once. The sheets lie rotten now. I feared her, Lilith. She was mad, mad, mad. She loved me more than she loved herself. The bed lies broken, collapsed. Water drips from the ceiling gathering here. What was that? A voice? Was someone calling me? Lilith. It's okay. I'm doing everything I can to avoid going back down to that basement and just explore this upper area. In the delirium of her love, I knew I would die. Fear consumed me. I fled. She would never have let me go. So there was no choice. I had to be rid of her. I could not. No, 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 no. A voice? Lilith, is that you? Go down. So what I'm understanding with this is, did I kill Lilith 5 years ago? Or I at least left her, and that leaves this version of her really mad at me. But also it seems like maybe I've been down here, and now that there's no I had to be rid of her. Now that there's no narrator, it seems more clear that like I know what I've done. There were paintings watching over these stairs, beautiful ones. Lilith and I together. Now nothing remains, nothing at all. Go to the basement door. You, go to the basement door. Boards creak everywhere, splintering, falling apart. The plaster has fallen from the walls, exposing what's beneath. This is it. Yes, yes. Here they took her. After I betrayed her, they seized her arms and dragged her away. First, they cut out her tongue. Wait, what? They took her after I betrayed her. They, who are they? Seized her arms and dragged her away. They cut out her tongue so you could never conjure alchemy again. Lilith, is that you? I am my wife must be going crazy. I gotta imagine. Lilith, is that you? Return to the living room or open the door. Does return to the living room not go places I want it to? Dining table, overturned. I am getting new dialogue every time I refuse to go downstairs, I feel like. Cole asked me, what was that? White porcelain, only dust from the ceiling beams. Kitchen. Am I going in circles? Cockroaches scatter across the counter. She had called me to the basement. Okay. Yeah. I think we just... Everything is rotting. I drag my feet forward. Did the sound come from here? Empty, but... the basement door. Yes, of course. The place they took Lilith. What did you say? Is that voice coming from here? Now I have to open the door. I was going to say, it's kind of letting me go back and forth a little bit and giving me different dialogue. Okay. Open the door. Darkness. The stairs have long since crumbled. She told me herself. This is where they carried her out. How did she tell you if she doesn't have a tongue? They cut off her limbs so she would never walk again. I'm calling my love. Are you calling to me? Where are you? What is going on? Okay. Dining room. Kitchen. Lilith's crimson hair beneath my hand. She had called me to the basement. Yes. Go to the basement door. Place they took Lilith. Yes. Open the door. Darkness. The stairs have long since crumbled. She told me herself. This is where they carried her out. Cut her limbs. Okay, now it seems like it's the same one as before. Go down. Yeah. Yeah, that works. A blue light. Where could it be coming from? This is the basement with one room. This is the basement with one room. Damp stones covered in moss. She had drawn a circle here. She had stood in its center. When they took her, they flayed her face so no one would ever recognize her again. Lilith? Where are you? Lilith. This is so different. Okay. The blue light shimmers over your wet clothes. Right. The salty water of the sea drips down from where you were thrown. Your hands are severed. Coagulated blood pools black at your feet. The flayed pieces of your face hang, oozing pus. Your lidless eyes stare at me. Well, I'm telling her this. I'm sorry, or I have to kiss her. It seems like kissing might not be possible, all things considered. I'm sorry. My voice echoes off the stones. Her arms hang limply at her sides. Didn't they cut off her arms? I don't understand. Motionless. There's rage in her eyes. Well, she doesn't have a face, right? Like Vetra, that. Come on. Okay, I hear you. You want me to kiss the faceless? Be the best I am, my wife. True. There's rage in her eyes. Lilith, my love. She doesn't answer. Not sure she hears me. From the slit in her bare face, shaped like a mouth, black fluid drips out. It spills on the floor. Lilith, is that you calling to me, my love? Where are you? Go upstairs. What's happening? All your memories will slowly melt away like tears in the rain. I mean, all things considered, she didn't seem super powerful at that. Wait, was that one of the endings? Okay. What do I learn from ending 2? I learned a lot, I guess. I learned a lot. But Lilith, click to continue. The narrator goes away. I reset, sort of. Come into the house, go to the basement, open the door, find out that someone took Lilith down the stairs. Continue? What happens with continue? And... okay. And what? And then I found her dead body, maybe. But she was still alive. She wasn't dead. She was still alive, but she couldn't communicate, I guess. And then I maybe left her down there instead of helping her. The rusted hinges wail as the door creaks open. In the shadows of the chamber beyond, you feel something waiting for you. A cold bead of sweat trails down the nape of your neck. I believe, is it too late to go back? Wait, I hit continue. Is this a reset continue type deal? Oh, no, wait, this is... Oh, wait, this is continuing from the end. Your foot sinks into something. Okay, I can choose to go back at this point. Oh, what if I choose to look at what's at my feet? And then ask what this place is. So many of them. How could Lilith have found this many people? We were different. Okay. It's the end situation. But in this case, I'm going to continue forward instead of letting the narrator, disappear, I guess. A meaningless detail. We don't have time to dwell on it. You notice the light seeping out from beneath the door directly across from you. Yeah, the lost so many people. No, let's just go forward. Head for the door. Yes, very good. Let's continue. You carefully make your way through the dead bodies, none of them in a state to rise and seize you. Yet you're not about to take that risk. Step by step, you draw closer to the door. No need to look down. Look straight ahead. There you go. Every step, the door comes nearer. I can't see a thing, or something's brushing against my foot. Okay, keep moving. It doesn't matter. You don't need to see it. There's nothing here that can harm you now, just a handful of bloated corpses. Simply do as I say. Step a little closer, more to the left. I must reach the door. I must get out of here. Take a step. Yeah, exactly. Keep breathing. There's nothing rubbing against your foot or grabbing you by the ankle. Don't look down. Focus on the door in front of you. You're moving forward, step by step. Stay calm. We'll get out of here. I must get going. Yes. Despite Despite all the horror you fear, you start moving. With each step, the door draws closer. It feels as if the room itself is shrinking, urging you to reach it. Just a little more. The moment you stretch out your hand, you'll open the door. Don't look back. I feel like I have every opportunity to look back and then get trapped in a loop. Open the door. This is the best for you. Open the door. Where am I now? You open the door. What greets you is neither the whisper of the dead nor darkness. It's a warm room lit by amber tones, filled with pleasant scent. A familiar scent. Notes of phenolin dance with the resinous breath of leucine. Are these real things, or is this something the game is making up? For a moment, your nose stings and your eyes well up. You know the smell. Right in front of you stands an old wooden table. Scattered pages lie around it, along with small alembics and chemical traces. And someone is there, a woman, a very old woman. Her golden hair, streaked with gray, is tied up in a bun at the back of her head. At the hearth built into the wall, she stirs something inside a glass bowl. She doesn't seem to notice you. Slip inside quietly. You step inside carefully and quietly. The old woman's hunchback is turned toward you. From the counter just to the left of the hearth, she takes a powder and adds it to the mixture, a hiss rising from the glass bowl. The woman waits, then lets out a sigh. Keep watching. Lasia. Not right. Not quite right. Another method. Another dissolution? If Lilith wants this to work, the missing piece must be found. What is she trying to do? Move a little closer. Yeah. Let's stay silent. Missing something. The woman suddenly turns around. The moment she sees you, she freezes in place. A warm smile spreads across her face. The dark circles under her eyes and the wrinkles give away her age. Ah, guest. Welcome, young man. Who are you? Well, I only wanted to see what you were doing, ma'am. I didn't mean to frighten you. How about that? Okay. Lilith again? Maybe? No, Lagia. But don't worry at all, darling. Come, sit. It's kind of funny because they could basically all be... Like, anyone who's a woman in this game, I'm going to assume is Lilith, and anyone who's a man, I'm going to assume is me, because it feels like that character earlier was like a replicant. Because it feels like that character earlier was meant to be me. So, yeah. Don't worry at all, darling. Come, sit. She gestures at the chair in front of the wooden table. Thanks. I'm good. Yeah. The woman tilts her head slightly, her eyes fixed intently on one of the papers spread across the table. Who are you, ma'am? There's no need to call me ma'am, darling. My name is Lasia. What am I doing? I need to prepare a mixture. And? She sets the paper aside and smiles. That same overwhelming familiar scent you noticed when you entered the room drifts from her. Familiar scent. So this is Lilith's clone or something. You feel your eyes grow wet. And something is missing in the mixture. That's why the dissolution never fully works. All these fluids, formulas, maps, enzymes, something keeps going wrong, as if someone has tampered with it. You mean Lilith? No, darling, I mean someone else. Someone who wanders from room to room, trying to cleanse herself of her past. Or maybe someone who, as a child, tampered with her mother's formula in the laboratory and caused her death. Wait. Someone who wanders from a room trying to cleanse herself of her past. But wait, okay. So my mother in this game died, or I believed that she died at least. And my father probably blamed me. I learned that earlier. So is she talking about me? And when she says her, am I like the male version of Lilith or something? Like, what's going on? How could you possibly know about my mother's death? Like, what you're saying her, though. My mother's death. You can't be talking about me. I've never been here before. I had no part in it. Yeah, but I don't know if I have or haven't done anything is really a good answer right now, because my character seems to be being created over and over again or something. Because that laboratory was mine, darling. I got mad at you that day, didn't I? I'm sorry. You had tampered with my notes. Your hands were covered in... Wait, Lasia's my mom? Mad at you that day, didn't I? I'm sorry. You had tampered with my notes. Your hands were covered in powder, dipped into the solution. But that night, I forgave you. It wasn't your fault. I was sleepless, and I never imagined you might have added something to the mixture. But you had. To you, dropping those powders and liquids of different colors into boiling water and watching them change was nothing more than a game. No, that's impossible. My mother died. They never found her because she was gone so many years ago. Well, even if my mother actually were dead, Lilith can create people, so... but I guess I'll still say it. I know, darling, I know. You thought I was gone, but I couldn't leave. And I see now I wasn't the only one who burned that night. But also, I guess my mom was a witch-type person, much like Lilith, so maybe she also survived that way. Because nothing has ever managed to tear the guilt from your mind. You believed that if not for that night, you would find me here, in this room. That's why I'm here. Tricky. I wanted to spend some time with you here, but I lost you forever. I wanted to be like you. This work was everything to you. I wanted to make you proud. I lost you forever is good. You didn't lose me, darling. You did what you had to do, what I wanted you to do. That's why you must let go of your regret. I was proud of you. But that night, if not for that night, you would still be alive. Or why are you here, Mother? To forgive me? I'm not going to accept that she's alive. I kind of refuse it. You can't know that. The voices in your mind. They keep you here so you won't forget me. Isn't that right? So that you can exist. So that you can remember something. That's why they hold you inside this loop. But you must get out, darling. No. Wait, the narrator... Okay. So the narrator's a person, okay? We've established this. But they have strong negative feelings about this. You want to stay in this loop. It's safe here. You know what will happen. You know what waits behind each door. Well, most of the time. Don't get too close to the truth, because there you'll find nothing but ruin. Yeah, something tells me I'm not going to find the exit. Are you here to pull me out of this loop, Mother? No, darling. The woman steps a little closer. Scents of beeswax and bergamot fill the air around you. You feel warm and safe. She gently places her hand against your cheek. I forgave you long ago. I'm here because you needed to forgive yourself. And if you leave this loop, you'll get mad. You'll go mad. What do you think will happen once you forgive yourself, leading man? A garden of white flowers and salty spray from the waves striking your face? No. Out there is only ruin, darkness, madness, nothing but loneliness. And here, you have me, familiar voice to guide you. Did you love me? Always, darling, even when you thought you had killed me. I feel like I did kill you, though. I feel like I did kill you. I guess it's possible that you and Lilith are working together and you really lived, but I feel like I did kill you and you're just something Lilith cooked up for me. And you know why, or Lilith cooked up for me, or maybe, I don't know what, like my character themselves also seems kind of wild, though. Then you know why I have to stay in this loop, to exist and to remember you. Take me out of the loop. Take me somewhere I can finally shake off this weariness, yes. What do you think you're doing? Do you think that with that tiny brain of yours you can break this loop? I'm the one who made you. You're nothing but a fucked up piece of flesh. Do you understand? Without me, what meaning could reality possibly hold? Gosh, I just can't tell. I can't tell if... So is maybe the narrator is Lilith? And I'm, I guess, my character to an extent. Having a tough time understanding. The narrator definitely is more than like my friend. Mother, come with me. The woman leans against the far wall. You think you can get out of here? And steps towards the alchemy cabinet. Without me, you are nothing. When I open this door, I don't know what will be waiting on the other side, but I know you'll overcome it. Your mother places a gentle kiss on your cheek, where a tear has just rolled down. I won't allow this. And you step through the open door of the alchemy cabinet to wake up a new life down by the seaside. What will I find there? No one but you can ever know that, darling, but there will be truths. Step into the alchemy cabinet. When I came to against the wall, the pain in my skull was unbearable. Must have been another foul dream again. What? Okay. Do you remember the dream? Mother, she was working at something in the basement, but wasn't she dead? Of course she was, long before. Yet Lilith again, always her. Who else could it ever be? My love, Lilith. Sit up and look around. Look around. Uh-huh. Okay, but killed Lilith. Is this real? Oh, but the narrator left me again. So this might be an inescapable narrator leaving me path. Basement door. Let's just open the door. Let's just go right down. Go down. Lilith. I have to kiss her. Let's try that. Her arms sway like pendulums, limp at her sides. Still she stands. I step closer. I fasten my lips to hers. Cold as the sea, bitter with salt, her raw flesh trembles. Her mouth unfurls, and from its ruins spill black ichor. It streams into me, drowning me. But where are you going? Lilith, was it you who called me, my love? Where are you? Go upstairs. Is this the same ending? What about a possibility where I decide to stay there with my mother forever, though? Would that still get me to the same location? Because I think either one of these is the fact that we're disobeying the narrator. But what if I choose to agree with the narrator or follow their direction all the way through to the end? Rather, I mean, from this point. Like, I don't know if I'm locked into an ending from where I am or not. So let's try that. Let's try that. Here we go. Oh, and it even skips me to here. That's cool. I don't have to start in the hallway. What are you doing here? Let's be a little bit talkative immediately. Her hand, reaching for a powder at her side, halts in midair. The image of her hunchback slowly gives way to a face. A warm smile spreads across it. A warm smile. I feel like the last time when I snuck up on her, it was kind of a creepy smile. Dark circles under her eyes and the wrinkles reveal her age. Ah, a guest. Welcome, young man. My name is Legia. Forgive me. No one's come here in a long time. Come sit. Thank you. Sit in the chair. You must be tired. I'm sure it's been a long journey for you. You are tired. Elbeck, truly tired. But you have no time to rest. Don't forget why you came here. You're searching for a cellar hatch. I'm actually not this time. You could rest here, darling. Are you an alchemist? Yes, I used to be. And now you're not? I don't know. After the accident I had, I suppose I still am. An alchemist, I mean. Would you have expected otherwise? That's not something I can decide. Ah, but it is, darling. It is. I'm kind of choosing the option each time that's not directing her towards saying that she's my mother because I'm curious what I can get out of her before that. But it is, darling. It is. After that accident, guilt never left you alone. I guess here we go. You always imagined me at an alchemy bench. Not burned, not lost to the ocean. You were 7 years old. No 7-year-old could have regrets, yet you did. If only I had never entered that laboratory. If only I had never touched the mixture on the hearth. If only that violent explosion had never happened. What happened here? What are you talking about? What I mean, darling, is this. Sometimes you have to lose, and then you have to let go. You cannot carry the weight of the past forever. Wait a second, wait. There's no need to worry, darling. None of this was ever your fault. You don't have to keep living through this guilt. What are you suggesting? That I should just let it go? Run away? Pretend to be happy as if nothing happened? Now that's the most sensible thing you've said so far. We need to escape. It's not a bad idea at all. Ask her where the cellar hatch is. Haven't we seen enough death and corpses for one day? Run away? Well, if that's what you want, I'm only telling you to lay down the burden on your shoulders. The day your mother died in the laboratory, it wasn't your fault. Those are kind words, thank you, but I don't want to hear any more about death and loss. Just tell me where the cellar hatch is. Yeah, keep pushing. Let's follow the narrator. Try not to get them mad at us again. Exactly. We can't let this woman with her familiar sense, her soft voice, and her smile dig any deeper into our mind. Yes, we must not forget our purpose. Ah, you mean the door that opens outside, don't you, darling? Well then, this way. Ah, yes, you're on the right path. This is what will carry you for the story forward and keep you within it. You don't want to leave here. Something's wrong. No. When we get out of here, will I be free again? Of course, of course, of course. The winds and the waves just keep going. The woman walks toward the wall on your left. She cracks open the alchemy cabinet. So the narrator is really like, please, let's move on. The woman walks towards the wall on your left. She cracks open the alchemy cabinet. A warm breeze stirs her hair. You see a single tear roll down her cheek. I hope you find what you're looking for on the other side, my son. Go inside. The moment you step into the alchemy cabinet, you fall into a kind of void. Warm winds swirl around you, and once again you find yourself wondering when you'll finally hit the ground. I'm falling again. Was this how it was meant to be? Falling again. Was this how it was meant to be? Sedibus. Okay. Please tell me this is a different ending, because I followed the narrator, but why? Oh, Act 3. Okay. So if you escape in Act 2, in any capacity, if you're able to really get out of it by fighting the narrator and choosing a different path, then you get you get ending 2. Now, in your interrupted fall, a metallic taste burns in your throat. Blood and rust mingle with the air you breathe. I wonder if losing Act 1 by getting yourself destroyed, by getting stabbed, might be the first ending, and then second ending is losing in Act 2, in that you don't reach the end and you instead reject the way the game is going. But we're in Act 3 now. Now in your interrupted fall, a metallic taste burns in your throat. Blood and rust mingle with the air you breathe. Beneath your hands, there is a damp warmth, as though something has come alive. Is it over now? I wish I could tell you it was over, but do not despair. You are no longer falling, you're crawling upwards. Your nails rake at the rotting boards beneath which something writhes. Look there, ahead. I feel like there's a lot of things writhing beneath things in this game. Like, wasn't that how they described Lilith? Like, there's something under her skin, behind her eyes, moving. Look there, ahead a pale light shimmers. What you need for the story to end, for you to awaken, is one final crescendo. Let's do it. Move toward the light. You think you're moving forward. You think the story has forced this upon you, but do not despair. It was never about choices. Yeah, I kind of do. I had to follow your orders here a little bit, but I wonder if Act 3 can be different depending on what I chose up till then. Moving forward, you think the story is forced upon you. Do not despair. It's never about choices. Approach the light. We just got to commit. That's what I'm doing. You crawl across rotting boards that resemble living flesh. The pale light on the darkness grows ever stronger. At last, its edge takes the form of an arched doorway. Pass through. Yeah, I'm not gonna question things, because questioning things is how Act 2 kept ending. As you cross the threshold, the light sears your eyes, and then you find yourself inside the house. Again, the house where you once waited in the rain at the door, where Lilith insisted you eat, where you believed your memories alone kept standing. But this is not that house. This is the remnants of it. Everything is paler, grayer. The cracked walls have partly collapsed, their beams jutting out like bones from broken limb. The windows quiver like taut skin. And right before you, upon the table bathed in silvery moonlight, lies a body. Around it in the chairs sit 3 figures, 3 familiar people. A young woman, a corpse cut below the waist, and an old woman. So, Lilith? No, this is the girl stitched together. The young girl doesn't know how to sit. Had she ever sat at a table before? And how did she get out of the room? So there's our stitched together girl. There he is again. He's looking at me. That man without a lower body. His chain's bound somewhere back there where I cannot see. But how? How is he still alive? Yeah. I wonder if it would say why if I had asked why, because I think I asked how is he still alive instead of asking why is he there. The alchemist woman, she is examining the thing lying on the table. Her mind always worked like this, because this is my mother, basically. Perhaps even now she's thinking of a mixture that could turn her into life. And lastly, I guess Lilith, the center. You? Ah, Keenan, there you are. Right on time. Come on then, golden boy, come. We've kept the finest parts for you. Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me this is a dinner table. How did you get here? Weren't you supposed to be downstairs? Yeah, I'm curious. Downstairs? What are you babbling? With a feast such as this, why would we drowse downstairs? Won't you join us? But just now I left you. Downstairs, didn't I? Mother? What? Downstairs? Yes, you were there. Because you were there in those rooms in that darkness, you wandered through your guilt. But now you've overcome it, haven't you? Examine my surroundings. Let's do that. This place is no longer as you remember it. From From between the broken boards seep a milky white liquid gleaming with moonlight. The walls where paintings once hung are swollen, alive, as if they breathe. The portraits have been scraped away, and the smell, not damp, not decay. On the table before you, there is no candle burning, but a corpse laid out instead, and you know who it is. Oh, I don't know if I know who it is. Okay. Lilith or me? This is something that I am really kind of wondering about, is like, I was described as herself in one of these, and I don't know if maybe I'm a copy of Lilith. Maybe that fell in love with another copy of Lilith, or what? Or my memory might be entirely made up, and there's all these like copies of Lilith, and I'm just one that they think is her, or is and who's me as well, by the way. But let's do me. Nice try, Golden Boy. You wish. I mean, you literally wish it so very much. Alas, never mind. Come, we've saved a few pieces of your beloved, the best cut for hearts. So maybe this is the original Lilith, and then we're all clones, some of them male, some female. You, Mother, what have you done to her? What have we done? Oh no, Golden Boy, it wasn't us. She was already here when we arrived. We were simply hungry and thought we might eat. A piece for each of us, if you take my meaning. I don't understand. This never-ending search in the depths of meaning and memory, hasn't it always been what pulled you along? The answer you seek waits upon the plates before them. Get closer. Look at the young woman's plate.
Okay.
Your eyes drift to the young woman's plate. Upon it lies a thin, bloodied strip of skin, folded, carefully placed. Wait. The stitch marks on her face are even more pronounced now. She tries not to crack, to pour out what's inside, just like Lilith. Oh. Okay. Seems you never seen me. She pushes a strip of skin towards you. But this is your face, right? Take the skin. Suppose it was me who wanted to see you like this. Oh. Oh, okay. I guess I'll take the skin. I think so. My face, my body changed so much. I don't know what's mine anymore. You? How do others know you? With trembling hands, you take the folded skin she offers. It is heavier than you expected and still warm. You slowly unfold it. It resembles a mask peeled from Lilith's face. Empty eye sockets stare back at you. I couldn't love you as you were. I'm sorry. I don't know if I want to say this. Fine, let's try it. The young woman reaches out her hands. Her long skeletal fingers graze yours. When you notice her curious gaze, you see a strip of skin drooping from her hairline, as though another face lies atop her own. A kind of mask, peeled like the one in your hand, yet crudely set back under her skin. Ugh. Lady doesn't need an apology. Yours, I do. Now I'll know you. Remove the mask from the young woman's face. Mine? Oh, touch your own face. I'm kind of curious about both, but I think I know that either it's been stitched onto her face or like stitched over her face in some way. Like this, she's been completely molded to be somebody that she's not. But what about my face? You slowly raise your hands to your own face. When your fingers brush past your temple, you feel it. A protrusion. A line, a stitch, a mask wrapping from your brow to your chin. Your breath falters. You've always torn off other people's faces, haven't you? What about your own? My face doesn't matter. Reach for the young woman's face. What's happening? Try to remove the mask on you. Yeah, I gotta see. Try to remove the mask on your face. You run your fingers along the edges of the stitches, finding a tiny gap to slip your nail into. It doesn't hurt, yet for the first time you feel it. The thing covering your face is real. There is a face upon your face. Maybe it should stay where it is. I need to take it off. Now you see, I guess. You pull at the edges. As you do, a sickening sound rises, like flesh and bone screaming together. Then you realize the scream comes from your own throat. I must keep going. As you pull the skin away, your sight clears. The pressure around your throat eases. You cry from pain or relief, you can't tell. For the first time, you breathe freely. At last, you hold two faces in your hands. One yours, one Lilith's. Their empty eye sockets and mouths gape hang open in the air. You look better this way. I like it. How do I look? Normal, like one of us. One of us? Aren't these people all, like... You know, they're not normal? You glance around the table. The eyes watching you seem unaware of what just happened. What? You step back. You think it is over, but it is not. It cannot. For another still awaits you. Look at the mom's plate. Or man's plate. Okay. Here he is. And in your face that you detached, you feel the faint stir of the breeze. Yes, you feel it, as though the weight of your sins had eased, as if such a thing were ever possible. A droplet of blood slides down your chin as your gaze falls to the plate before the man. Amidst the clotted gore rests a tongue, no longer where it belongs. And this makes sense. So her face and her tongue were cut out. And I wonder if I just left her there, like I came back and found her like that and just left her, or what? But I know that my character told the townspeople what she was doing and left her to this fate to an extent. We had another part in mind for you, but it seems Lilith left nothing unsaid, unlike you. Would you? He jerks his chin toward the tongue in his plate. Now it's my turn to speak. Take the tongue. So many people made me speak for so long. After a while, I could no longer recognize my own voice. But yours, I will know. Now it is your turn, truly. You think the dead body slackens, sinking into some strange ease. The tongue in your hand feels slick and heavy. It waits for you to say something. I am sorry for everything. Oh, come on now. That scrap of tongue in your hand needs no apology, golden boy. Don't make yourself pitiful with excuses. You're hardly a paragon of virtue, are you? And no one here ever expected your apologies. What is expected is that you exist, that you be someone. Perhaps my fleeing should end. Perhaps I should cast aside apologies and become someone. Become myself. Okay, maybe. Maybe we try. The chains spilled at the man's feet clattered softly. Their sound echoes through the rotting walls and falls before you. Come closer, golden boy. Come closer and tell us. When you truly are yourself, what will you say? Step closer to unbind the chains clasping his wrists, or stop speaking for me. I won't carry you anymore. Unbind the chains. You approach. The man, cut off at the waist, sits twisted in his chair, black sludge dripping from where his stomach should be, down into the seat and then the floor. His eyes never leave yours. The chains biting into his decayed wrists are rusted. A small pin holds it all together. To pull it free, you see you must grip it with both hands. Okay. You always fled, but this time it seems you've caught me. So, okay. Pull on the chains. I guess press the pin. Bloody tongue makes your hands slippery. Each time you press, your fingertips slide off the pin. So perhaps you should put that thing I gave you somewhere, golden boy. Place the tongue in Lilith's mouth. Oh, that seems risky. But I got... yeah, let's do it. You see Lilith lying on the table beside you. In her flayed face, Lilith's eyes gaze up at the broken ceiling. Moonlight veils her features in a gray shroud. You part her jaw. First, you press down the section of her throat where the vocal cords lie. Then, slowly, you set the tongue back in place. Black fluid seeps from her mouth, trailing from the corners of her lips. At least now her face seems a little more natural, more complete within you. Love and horror bloom at once. Look at Keenan. Very well, then. Back to those chains. I will free you of this burden. Yes. Let's do it. After wiping your hands clean on your shirt, you press down on the pin with all your strength. At first, nothing. The metal frozen in place for decades refuses to move. Then you feel a faint shift. You press harder, and with a reluctant creak, the rusted pin comes free. The chains drop into the dust. There, for the first time, you spoke as yourself. Golden boy. Stream is saying murky game. Oh, yeah, I might not have adjusted the... won't take... hold on one moment. Adjusted the stream name. LIVBER. LIVBER. I don't actually know if LIVBER is in the game set, so it's just going to have to be murky for now. All right. Spoke to yourself, golden boy. Glance at the people at the table. When you turn your gaze back to the table, the women are watching you with calm, indifferent faces. The rotten boards creak as if braced. From the broken ceiling, a few drops of rain fall on your face. Was that all? Each fragment takes its time to settle into place. What you fled from now stands directly before you. Dissolved, fractured, torn apart, and ruined. Was it always meant to be this way? Will it always remain so? You were the cause of this. I saw Lilith transformed into something different, a creature perhaps. I don't want to reject the narrator. I think, because rejecting the narrator gets ending too, right? Saw Lilith transformed into something different, a creature perhaps, or perhaps she had always been so. Something you told yourself time and again. It was always easier to blame her, easier than turning inward and facing yourself. What now? Tell me, narrate or whatever you let this torment end. Okay. What? Spills through the fractured roof. All this horror, all the questions, all the hatred. It was all to bring me here, wasn't it? Oh. Just put me back here. I hope in the end you can forgive me. I can either approach Lilith or... no, wait, no. I'm still continuing from here. Okay. So I can either step towards the door or I can approach Lilith. I think approach Lilith. You move toward Lilith's body lying on the table. Her dark, hollow mouth and the face stretched... Okay. Lilith can't hear you, my child, but she doesn't need to anymore. You want her forgiveness, don't you? No, just her understanding. That seems like a good answer. She will. Outside, the slow rain trickles through the cracked window, tapping softly against the floorboards in the silence. It sounds like a heart still beating. Lilith waits to be completed. Turn toward Lilith. Truths don't turn into forgiveness. So completed. So, I mean, I have her face, right? For your actions to find meaning isn't that simple, my child, but at least you tried. To piece at least some of it together. Perhaps Lilith needs to be completed. She or you, at this point, what difference remains? The memory of her within you is ready to end. The wood creaks one last time, then silence. It stretches. The floor beneath your feet stirs faintly like a living membrane. The torn black threads of curtains shiver by the window. Silence. It stretches, then a breath. You see Lilith's chest rise upon the table. Her eyes turn to you. Her body tenses, as if she's being born again. Yet there is nothing miraculous in it. Lilith, reach out your hand. The hand you extend feels as though it touches a warm memory stuck in the past. Her fingertips twitch. The flesh beneath her nails blackens with some viscous fluid. Her shoulders tremble, and she sits up. The clothing clings to her as wet as blood. Welcome, my love. For a moment, I feared you wouldn't come. I'm here, but I thought you died. I remember you said, no, I'm here, but I thought you died, truly died this time. It's the same fear every time, my love. You do this because you love me. I know that. You remember me as you wanted me to be. We're almost complete now. The fact that LIVBER or at least in general, that all these different characters were kind of made in order to satiate this character makes me kind of feel like Lilith herself and everything that happened to her might have been this character's doing more than her own. Because, like, it's tough because the game is telling me that Lilith is this mage or whatever, or alchemist, like this character, I guess my mother was in this case. But our creation. But, like, look at that, our creation. I mean, all this was your revenge on me for killing you for that night 5 years ago. It must end. We must be completed. This loop must reach its end. They were the halves within you, my love. All of them. Because I don't know if it was her revenge on me that's happening or if it's somehow me that's arranging this. They were the halves within you, my love. All of them. The loves you could not see. The words you could never speak. You've been trying to piece them together. But now it's my turn. Either you complete me with your body or confess the whole truth and bring this loop to an end. What truth do you want me to confess? Everything. Why you killed me, why you were afraid, why you were so utterly pathetic. Everything. LIVBER's seas churn. Waves crash against the cliffs, scattering into the night. A garden of white flowers burns among the crimson fire. Bare feet crush the withered blossoms. I was afraid to love you because I didn't want to lose you like I lost everything else, or it wasn't always like this. At the beginning, I truly loved you until you fell into madness trapped inside your obsession. Tough here is, like, I kind of feel like this character might actually be, like, my character might be a lot more responsible than the game is telling me. Like, I don't know if she fell into madness or if my character did. So I didn't want to lose you like I lost everyone else. And look where that fear has led us. You feared to love. Even while you were loving me. Look at me, look at me, look at what it's done to me. I have no face anymore. She screams, but because you never set her tongue quite right, her voice sounds like that of an outer Gaian creature. A windswept world of 15 islands. Outer Gaian creature. The air leaving her lungs mixed with the black sludge in her mouth. The droplets that splatter on your face are warm. The flesh and bones on her face twitch grotesquely. From beside her left eye, a yellow viscous fluid slides down her cheek. I never wanted any of this for you. I feel like both of these are, like, not taking responsibility. All of this you brought upon yourself. Now, I guess I never wanted this. What did you want? My death? Too late for that, my love. I remember something, sometimes, in the mornings, when I had to leave the bed and go outside leaving you alone. I felt a vast emptiness in my heart that grew with every step, until I came back to you. Now I wonder, will I feel it again after our reunion? What if What if my character, after my mother's death from my involvement in it, got into black alchemy and then created Lilith somehow, maybe, and then Lilith eventually died, and then now I'm like trapped in this world of creating all these other clones that don't feel as good, like don't feel as right as Lilith did. That's something. But maybe that's just, I don't know. It's just, I'm trying to interpret what these things are meaning. This creation you keep speaking of, the one in the letter, the cause of all this, it never existed, Lilith. Oh, the creation, you mean a child, don't you? Tell me the truth, Lilith. You think Lilith smiles until you realize how this is possible. She already braces herself against the edge of the table. Dark veins run from her shoulder to her thigh like dried muscle strands. She grips her damp crimson dress, tears her skirt apart and parts her legs. Welcome home, my love. To your first and final home inside me. All this was your revenge, always was. What are you doing? I love you. Moonlight spills over Lilith, who sits on the table with her legs spread apart. Her lidless eyes do not leave you. Her half-lit face is pure horror. Then between her thighs, something flickers into view and vanishes. A smoke, gray, black. It seeps out from between her legs, thick and viscous like sludge. The wind ceases. Something crawls into the world. Lilith's rage for you is taking form. The creation. No, her love. That's what she called it. You heard it. You heard her too. It's love. A love beyond the borders of the material realm. A love so magnificent. The smoke coils upward. A newborn storm. A whirlwind. It surrounds you and fills the room. A metallic taste coats your tongue. Hey, how you doing, Legendary Method? You're coming in right during some craziness, huh? Your breath shortens. Lilith's love begins to fill you. Yes, yes, yes. Your vision darkens. You feel it, don't you? And in the end, a voice. Tell me, my love. Once we speak of this, there will be no turning back. So tell me, do you wish to remember your past or to see the truth? I must know what came. I kind of want to know my past, though. Like the real past. Is that something I can do? The smoke closes in around you. Memories long buried begin to unravel, spilling before you with a shiver along your spine. Her naked body is covered with tens of thousands of wounds, cuts and bruises where words and pains have struck and stuck. She walks with hatred and anger. She is no longer Lilith, an outer Gaian being filled with hatred and the merciless reality of memories. The last rays of the setting sun shimmer in the lake. You were young then, in the middle of your youth. You sat alone in the trunk of a fallen tree, far from the noise of the festival making the new circad cycle. You looked at the water. Do you remember what you were thinking? And how you doing, Legendary Method? So this is like a... Right now, there's kind of a festival going on for narrative-based games, and that's what I'm covering right now. We'll go to this one, and then a little bit I'm going to shift to Cairn, which is like a sort of climbing game, but also has narrative structure to it, I think. My mother's story, I think. The one about the star that fell from the sky. My father boarding the ship and leaving. How was I left behind? Yeah, I don't know much about my father in this situation. A ship's departing LIVBER's harbor. You want to go with him, but your father refuses. You will stay here, he says, and the ship recedes. To the pain of losing your mother is added the ache of your father. That is where I find you for the first time. How did you know I was there? Why are you telling me this? That is where we meet. That is where we meet. You told me something then. You said I was... It's text-based. This one is Cairn. The funny thing with the narrative kind of festival going on, the Choose Wisely Festival, is like a lot of it's text-based, of course, because it's a narrative kind of structured game. But Cairn seems to be almost entirely like physical. So I'm wondering how that, like, in what way that's kind of going to be narrative, since it is part of the festival. But yeah, a lot of them tend to be text-based. I remember feeling seen for the first time. The setting sun washed everything in the amber light. Sure, yeah. In your eyes, I saw the same sorrow as mine, the helpless rage of fading, of becoming nothing, the thorny stasis of knowing we would both end. We just stood there. You never said that before. No, I didn't, but I saw it. You and I belong to each other. For once, I could have been something. Yeah, there's this idea, this character has this idea, like, that Lilith is trying to sort of own them or control them in a way that they don't like. And something like what? Lilith's voice echoes, growing distant and deep. The mist around you begins to turn. The lake evaporates. Stones melt. The fallen tree roots again. The setting sun fades into moonlight. In your hand, the rusted key. Before you, the door to your house. Do you remember the day we first came here? Small, damp. The door barely opened. You bought it with a little inheritance from your father. Not here, not again. You said we would be reborn again. Look at the key. Or reborn together here. Yeah, let's look at the key. Key rests in your palm. Its marks erased by age. Open the door. Door creaks open. The moment one you've lived before crashes over you even stronger than the last. Somewhere deep inside, you expect to see someone kneeling there, but only dust and cobwebs greet you. Turn this place into something else. I could never love this place. This rotten place. Let's try that. Because you always ran. You never wanted to face it. Not me, not this house. You think I don't know that, huh? A picture falls from the wall. The glass rattles, the vibration crawling up through your bones. I wonder... So, there's 3 acts to the game. The first act with Lilith in the house. The second act kind of going through the basement and now finally like talking or finding Lilith in this crazy form of hers. Would this form be different, or would there be difference if I played it differently from the beginning? Floor cracks beneath your feet. What are you doing? I'm showing you the true face of this house you so despise. Deep within, I'll carve you a tomb of stone. I'll make you remember, go down. Boards split open with your shriek. Dust and splinters rise as the floor yawns wide like a womb and you fall. You strike face first on wet stone. The metallic taste floods your mouth. You've bitten your tongue. Your nose is bleeding. The basement stones are bathed in red light. In the center of the room, a table and 3 chairs. All right. I first spoke to you here of the path to the grand unification, hidden from prying eyes so we could read this book together. We had to perform the ritual. It was necessary for all of us, so that you could be inside me. The ritual of black alchemy. Ah, Lilith, this was the place where you said we had to die. Okay, so... maybe after my mother's death, I guess, we come to some cabin or something where, yeah, where she's trying to, like, perform a ritual. Die. The eternal unification lies beyond death. Right, and that's what she was talking about at the beginning of the game, is, like, she wanted somehow for us to become one in a way that was, like, so much more than anything that can really exist. And so she's using black alchemy to sort of merge us into one being, I think. And all it needs is this, a silver thread bearing your name, blood flowing deep from your wrist, and a letter left behind. The letter, the one thing that started everything. Lilith rises from the... Oh. And that's the letter I read at the beginning of the game that says to come to the house here. Lilith rises from the shadowed wall. She grips your collar. Your feet leave the ground. She seats you roughly in one of the chairs before the table. Your lungs empty in a ragged breath. Warm liquid runs from your nose to your chin. Yes, but I didn't write that letter. Every line belongs to you. You wrote it yourself during those 65 months you stayed here. Your guilt grew so vast that, in the end, you believed the letter I sent was the one you had written. Oh. Guilt grew so vast that in the end you believed the letter I sent was the one you had written. I didn't write that letter. The lines belong to me. Oh no, every line belonged to you. That's confusing. You wrote it yourself during the 65 months. Your guilt grew so vast that in the end you believed the letter I sent was the one you had written. I didn't write that letter. You sent it. You called me here. Okay. You writhed inside your own lie until finally you believed in the loop you'd made over and over, trapped between them. Yeah, it's tough because definitely my character has some major involvement in the events going on, but if Lilith is real and I'm not just completely crazy, I mean, it seems like my character's pretty crazy, then to what extent is this all my doing versus hers? She takes the book from the table. You know what's written within. Madness, obscenity, and worse. From between its pages, a folded sheet slips out. Lilith picks it up and hands it to you. Take it. Trembling hands reach forward. Drops fall from your chin onto the paper. They sound like rain against the floorboards, shining the white sheet. Driving me to death instead of finishing the ritual. It was unbearable to you. I will give birth to our creation. Why did you write that? I will give birth to it? I wrote nothing, Lilith. This letter isn't mine. It's your handwriting. Denial, my love. Just like when you denied why you wrote those lines. But you know, this letter was born of your fear and also of our child's fate. Lilith steps into the crimson light. Her belt buckle clatters to the floor, the sound echoing off the walls. Her clothing slips from her shoulders. From the wound in her throat, black fluid spills, but your eyes drift downward to her naked body, to her chest and her swollen belly. This cannot be real. Was she pregnant, like before she died? These are truths, my love. You lived them all, again and again. You no longer have a body, but you do have an ending. One where everything finds meaning. Accept it. Your name, your blood, your consciousness, they're all needed to complete the ritual. Okay. Lilith pulls the cradle closer. Within its hollow, you glimpse black smoke coiling and turning. She lifts a knife from inside it. There's no other way, is there? Okay. Yeah. Am I going to... Oh, no. Take the knife and cut your wrists. I thought I was going to take the baby out of her stomach. I completely misread that. You stand in an empty room before the mirror. There are 1,000 reflections in the glass. Your father's, your mother's, Lilith's, Clara's, and finally, a strange palimpsest of your own face layered upon themselves. Whom do you love? Whom did you bury? Whom do you silence? And now, what have you done to yourself? I am laying down this weariness. In the end, I died. In the end, I died? Take a step toward the mirror. A thin light threads from your chest where your heart should be. There is a hollow, empty, quite empty. As you pass through the glass, you hear Lilith whisper a single word. What does she say? All stories have continued far enough end in death. Right, suppose. Okay. Click to continue. The end 7 out of 8. So that's actually super close, which I guess makes sense. But are there a ton of endings in... Because like I got ending 2 in the second area. So ending 1 probably only has one ending that can happen there. But ending 2, or the second area in general, has many, I guess. Because if I was able to get 7 here, I would assume the second area has a lot of them. Okay. Maybe like, what, 3 endings? If there's 8, I guess there could be 3 endings in the second area and 4 endings in the final area, potentially, and just 1 in the first one. Possibly. But all right, I think from here, I'm going to shift, and we are doing the Choose Wisely Festival, so we're going to go back to back to back with different narrative indie games. I probably will return to this one. The ones that I really enjoy across this, I think I do plan on coming back to. But from LIVBER, we're going to shift forward now into Cairn, which is a climbing game where, I mean, somehow it's going to be very narrative focused, but also there's going to be a lot of like strategy and trying to find your way up. So it should be interesting, but LIVBER is really pretty solid. I like the art. I like the music. It's subtle, and definitely the escalation. Like the beginning is crazy because you're kind of getting attacked, but I think in the third area, especially just how brutal that table scene is. Yeah, it's going to be cool to see some of the other endings. But anyway, I will end off on YouTube carrying forward to Cairn. So I will see you there in just a moment. If you're around, stick around. I'll be right there with Cairn. All right, ending on